So some miners in the landmark silicosis settlement are finally receiving compensation. Years after a settlement was reached, the first batch of payments to claimants has been processed. The company responsible, Tshiamiso Trust, says it's paid over 9 million rand in compensations, but there are reports that the payments are delayed and only a fraction of the settlement amount has been paid out. Let's bring in the CEO of that trust, Daniel Kotton, to give us an update on how far they are with dispatching those payments. Mr. Kotton, thank you so much for making time. I really appreciate it on the lead this afternoon. So over 9 million rand or so having been paid, how many claims does that amount to?
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me on your show. It's over 100 claims that have been paid to date.
Oh, has it been a slow start? How far is this number from what you were targeting at this time?
It definitely has been a slow start, but there are very good reasons for that. We work according to a very complex trust deed document. We have to follow 8 distinct steps in the claims process. And as you can imagine, the scale is absolutely enormous. We have set up over 61 facilities across Southern Africa in order for people to come and personally lodge their claims. We have over 21 medical facilities to do our benefit medical examinations. We need to make sure that we are able to service all potential eligible claimants, both living and those who are dependents of those who are deceased as well. So the process is in place now. We've made over 100 claims. It needs to go through each step of our process, and we do believe that these volumes are going to increase now.
Yeah. What challenges have you faced? I imagine COVID-19 may have also proved as a factor in delaying the dispatchment of these payments to the larger group.
COVID was and definitely still is a challenge, but we are managing to continue even in these very trying times. What I think is important for everyone to know is that we need to make sure that we find the right people, that they have worked at the qualifying mines during the correct time periods, that they have done risk work, and that when we pay someone, we indeed are paying the right person. We need to make sure that we have our fraud controls in place. The last thing that we want is for payments to be dispersed to people to whom they are not supposed to go.
How are you then planning on processing the payments rapidly?
The payments are now lined up in our system. We have a complex system that we have built. We have a very big pipeline in place, which means that we have a large number of people who have lodged their claims. They then need to go through the next step, which is the benefit medical examination. There are various panels that take place after that to make sure that we have the correct people who worked at the correct place at the correct time, that these people are in fact ill and they do have a qualifying disease. It does take some time to move through that process, but as we are progressing, the process is getting slicker and slicker, and we do believe that the rapidity of payments is going to increase in the near future.
Yes, yeah. Are there other ways, Mr. Kotton, are there other mechanisms to assess the trust apart from approaching these 61 facilities across South Africa? I'm just thinking also about our claimants who are bedridden and hospitalized. How do you assist them?
Sure, thank you for that question. We've actually put systems in place now and services in place where people who are very ill and cannot leave their home or who are hospitalized, we are actually sending specialized teams out to them. Just to give an example, it was only 2 weeks ago where we sent one of our special units to go and do a lodgement and a benefit medical examination at a very elderly and sick person's home in a rural area. And the benefit of doing that is that we ascertained that they were not only eligible for a claim through the Tshiamiso Trust, but also through the Medical Bureau of Occupational Diseases. So we worked very closely with the MBOD, and we were able to ascertain that the person was actually eligible for claims from both of the organizations. Yeah. So we are putting those processes in place, and they currently are working, which is encouraging.
Yeah. So if claims fail, I understand there's an appeals process then that's available. Are there any appeals claims that you're already dealing with now?
So we have had some people come back to us to say that they would like to appeal their claims.
Yeah.
This happened in the recent past, so those processes are underway. But people can certainly appeal their claims if they feel like they have a valid and a justifiable claim.
All right. Thank you so much for making time. I really appreciate you coming through and giving us an update. That's the CEO of the Tshiamiso Trust, Daniel Kotton, speaking to us about the payments that they have made. Over 9 million rand in compensations. That's how much has been paid. About 100 claims that have been processed. Still to come.